Real combat. Real action.
Further ado, let's
Carnage
bring on his
Media.
opponent, Sherman Williams. Sherman,
Hey,
how are
guys.
you, buddy?
How you guys
Yeah.
doing? I'm doing fine.
Good.
Hey, Sherman,
good.
thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
So you're normally just a boxer, right? You just box.
Yeah.
You're not an MMA guy. You've only done boxing.
I only done boxing. I did a little wrestling in high school. I didn't like it. Only done boxing.
Hey, I can understand that. I'm not a wrestling fan like Wade is over here. Wade's the wrestler out of the group. So
Yeah.
I love my boxing.
Unless you're Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's the GOAT. Unless you're pro wrestling. I don't Collegiate wrestling.
Now you're talking Kevin. Now you're talking Kevin.
Yes, that was a good one, Sherman. You just dissed Wade and got bonus points with me, which is like you get 2 bonus points for that one.
Yes, sir.
Love that. Love that.
Yes, sir.
So, coming into this fight, you're going against Dylan Bucka. He is a UFC vet. What are you going to do to bringing your boxing experience into this? Do you think that this is something that is going to be in your benefit? A guy who's normally a wrestler, and then you are nothing but basically boxing.
Yes. I think he's like fighting an alligator in water. I think he's coming into my world, and I'm very thankful that he's giving me an opportunity to fight him with his type of name, and he's coming in my world. I think it's gonna be very good for me.
Okay, all right. And what is your favorite part? Let me let's go a little bit more personal here. What's your favorite part about boxing? Because I know my favorite part about boxing, but everyone's got their niche when it comes to their styles.
Can I tell you the truth? Can I be honest?
Yeah, please.
I love that I can legally fuck people up.
Yes, thank you. That's a great answer. I'm going to clip that one.
He's
Thank
from
you.
Baltimore. I'm from St. Louis. Them are 2 places that like to tweak, and I want me and Dylan to both tweak in the ring. Respectfully, just business.
Yeah, so if that ends up happening, that's going to be an electric show. So I'm looking forward to that. But Sherman, what got you into boxing?
Well, I grew up with a single mom. I knew my father. He was there, but he wasn't really there. But he come from a line of fighters. I didn't find out till I got older. I used to always, fight. I used to always fight. I used to have a problem with fighting. I used to be in and out of juvenile jail systems. So I grew up in St. Louis, so it's very war heavy mindset here. And I always had to defend myself. And that's one thing I'm glad that I'm an adult and I have my own kid now, and I'm very laid back and stable minded now because a lot of that was unnecessary, and I transformed that into positivity by just training and starting boxing myself.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome to turn that kind of unfortunate situation into a positive.
Yes, sir.
With that, was there a specific person, or you just walking down the street one day and saw that happening and yeah, I'm gonna go into that gym, or is it because you knew your father was in fighting?
So St. Louis at one point in time used to be a very big boxing city. It kind of lost its passion over the decades. So I grew up watching people like Corey Spinks, Devin Alexander, Vaughn Alexander. I know Vaughn personally. I don't really know Devin. He's a champ. He's a champ. I know his big brother Vaughn. I used to train with Vaughn in Planet Fitness. We used to run the treadmill a lot together. I used to give him some free Gatorade. Don't tell my boss. Corey Spinks, I was a very big fan of. I remember back in 2004. I was very young. I'm 29 now. So imagine 2004. He brought Zab Judah to the city, and that was the biggest fight ever in St. Louis. Corey Spinks versus Zab Judah, and Zab beat our boy, and we all didn't like it. and I like boxing, bro. I like that 2 grown men can consent and duel. I just love it.
Yeah,
legally, we just agree.
Yeah, I agree. that was kind of my mindset. Is like when I found wrestling, it was like I didn't get to like punch or nothing, but you can still inflict a little bit of pain. So it's like you go through a bad day, like you can get some aggression out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but we like punching people rather than pinning them, Wade. All right.
Oh yeah, man. Like in St. Louis, unfortunately, if you get in a fight on the street, man, and you start wrestling, the whole neighborhood is gonna break the fight up, and they're gonna say you're a loser. They don't do all that butt rubbing and ball touching, and you know that's not cool.
Yeah,
Although,
Wade.
like, I understand fighting. I understand that man's smart to wrestle that guy. He can't beat that guy in striking, so he has to wrestle. I understand that, but the community, they don't accept it.
Oh yeah, definitely in the streets, they definitely wouldn't accept it.
The streets and the comment
Yes,
section
sir.
of any UFC video, they say the same stuff, right? They don't love seeing the two wrestlers go at it either. Well, Sherman, before I go back to the usual questions, I gotta admit I'm a little nervous now. I picked the wrong day to wear my Cubs gear to the show from St. Louis. Baseball
Oh
fan
man.
at all? Do we have a rivalry coming up on the 26th? I promise I'll be nice.
Man, look, I respect that you're allowing me to tweak. You're allowing me to tweak, man. So hey, I'll forgive you for being a Cubs fan. Just
I
if
appreciate
I
it.
beat Dylan, you wear Cardinal gear. You wear some Cardinal gear, okay?
Okay, I could do that. You know what? I have one friend who would love to send me his Cardinal gear and force me to wear it. So you know what? I will do that. I respect that. I like it.
Yes, sir. How you
So
like
as
Albert Pujols?
all right. Sorry, guys, to take the baseball break for a second, but I have to give credit where it's due. He's the kind of guy that to me transcends even the rivalry. Like, even as a Cubs fan, if you couldn't look at Albert Pujols and be like, that is one of the best to ever do it, and I have to just tip my cap and get mad when he beats us, that's how I feel about it. To me, one of the greatest. If it weren't for that oblique injury that slowed him down a little bit, he'd probably be right up there for me with Ichiro, where I'm just like,
Man,
these guys were insane. They had some kind of cheat code, man. It's like doing a creative player on rookie mode and you just juicing up all your stats, these guys. So nothing but
hey,
respect for
and the
Big Al.
rumors was we don't know his true age. We don't know his true age.
That's true. That's
All
true. I love that. But all right, I'll bring it back to the boxing for now. So so with that, we talked a little bit before. You said you prefer boxing over MMA. So sort of like, what's your goal going forward? Obviously, we got the fight in a couple of weeks, but like, how are you looking to use that going forward? Do you have sort of a game plan laid out for the rest of this year? Do you have plans for 2026 yet?
My goal is to be booked up and be an athlete, all the way athlete. I want to box. I want to do bare knuckle. I want to do MMA. I want to just, as long as I'm healthy and God is allowing this to be my reality, my mindset, and keeping this confidence within me, I just want to be active and compete and hopefully be violent and tweak on whoever and get paid for it. Yes, sir.
Got it. We got an upcoming fan favorite for the Carnage Media viewers. What do you boys think?
Oh, I absolutely think he's going to be a favorite.
They're
He's
gonna love my
looking.
abs, man. I'm in shape already. I'm in shape. I'm in shape all year round, man. I can do 100 push-ups for you guys right now. Bull crap or
Nah, we
not.
don't need to do that. we're gonna have an ab off here with because Dylan was over here showing his abs too. We're gonna have to have an ab off here. So
I've never been more happy that there's not a camera on the commentary desk for when you two are fighting. I just, geez.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing to get ready for this fight?
So I go out to Creed Core Lake. It's a big lake here in St. Louis. I go out there. I meditate. They actually got like a workout facility on the lake. I go out there and work out. I walk. I meditate. I train. I do a lot of sparring. I do a lot of shadow boxing. I do a lot of running. I'm very disciplined. I'm naturally disciplined by nature. I've been on JROTC back in high school. So I'm naturally just got a military mindset. So I'm always training and I'm always on go. Literally, I'm like on go. So I'm pretty much ready. I'm very grateful of the name that I'm fighting. That's out of respect out of him. I'm like actually like humbling myself. Like I respect that he's giving me an opportunity with his name. I feel like if I beat him, I can do a lot with his name. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that makes perfect sense. I love that idea, the meditation too. You don't. That's at first I thought you're like, yeah, I go out to this lake, I just swim a lake, and I was like, oh, that's impressive. But no, meditating, I feel like that is an equally big part. I think anybody like Dylan was touching on some of that too, right? So much of this is the mental state. So you touched on it a little bit. So do you think having that military background just made it that much easier because you didn't have to change your diet or anything like that? You were just kind of already in the right mindset. Do you think that was to your benefit?
I'm always on go. I'm always I believe in be as self-aware as possible. In order to be self-aware, you also got to be physically aware. You know, you got to be physically ready. You know, I'm just always ready. I believe in being in the military. It taught me, I'm not being in the military, being in ROTC. It taught me discipline and it taught me everything I needed. As far as like mind, body, spirit, and being relentless. Don't fear no opponent. It got some of the same values as my faith. Fear no man but God. Um, yeah, I'm just a very mind, body, spirit type of person. And one thing meditation, a lot of people don't know, meditation is some of the best training you can get because it teaches you visualization. When you can visualize your opponent, you can kind of mimic what's going to happen in the ring. And also, like, you kind of can learn that from, I don't know, you guys watch Dragon Ball Z. You guys know Jiren? Jiren just sat in the middle of the tournament power and just meditated. You know, that was pretty, like, it's pretty. Never mind.
Hey, it's all right. You can dump all the anime references you want on here. Okay, no one's gonna scoff at you.
Man, look, bro,
We all
I
watch.
am a
So
hood person that like Dragon Ball Z. I am from the hood and I like Dragon Ball Z.
Ain't nothing
so
wrong
do
with
I.
that.
Exactly.
My
Yes,
bowling
sir.
team in
And I
eighth
get laid
grade
all the time.
was the Z Warriors. So I'm right there with you. Toonami every day after school. Love me some Dragon Ball Z. I haven't
It
kept
sounds
up
like
with
we're
it
best
over the
friends, Zach.
years.
It sounds like me and you
Right?
are best friends, bro.
We got to go
We just
catch
gotta
a
get you a
Cubs
Cardinal
Cardinals
fan.
game. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yes, sir. Be
So.
careful. I'm a gambler, man. I might gamble you $50 on the Cardinals beating the Cubs. Be careful.
Okay, we really are best friends.
Yes, sir.
So, growing up, who was your favorite fighter to watch? Did you have like idol in boxing that you
Man,
like idol?
my favorite boxer is Roy Jones, man. Roy Jones Jr. That's who I love. My favorite boxing game growing up was round four, fight night round four. I love Get Ready to Rumble, but Roy Jones Jr. is my favorite boxer. And then I like a classic guy. He's way before my time, but I believe his style is so relentless and his heart, and he came from poverty. Roberto Duran. I
Oh
love
yeah,
that guy. I'm not in
yeah,
his generation, not at all. I didn't grow up watching him. I watched after, I watched films,
hmm
Roberto Duran, I respect.
yeah. Those are two great fighters. Roy Jones Jr. Like I remember watching him, and he was just so far ahead of his time in that ring. And then yeah, Duran. Duran is a picture perfect story of coming from the gutter and working his way up to be the best.
I also have a copy
Yeah.
of Fight Night Round 2 somewhere over here for the PS2. So, I'm with you there on that one too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gotta yes. Yes.
That is great.
Yeah, I
So,
like a lot of fighters, man. Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead. I can say my question.
So I like Andre Ward. I, I like I like I like I like Floyd. He's not I really don't like that he runs a lot, but I respect it because it takes skill to run. A lot of people don't know it takes skill to run. That's a skill set. Matter of fact, in nature, one way antelope survive is running. It's how it survives, you know. So it's like I respect Floyd. Robert Guerrero. I met that guy I met him in college. Um when I met him in college, he came to my college for a bone marrow event, and no one paid him no attention. I'm like, no one knows who this is. Robert Guerrero. Like, no one paid him no attention. So I was the only person talking to him. I was the only person networking with him. And then at the same time, I told him how I like Roy Jones, and he was like texting Roy as we speak. Like, that was pretty cool. And if you guys don't know Robert Guerrero, he's a pretty good Mexican fighter. He fought Floyd. You know, he's a pretty good guy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, Kev, you actually had a question. Let me you ask that question real quick.
Oh yeah, so I was gonna ask, going back a little bit, we were talking about, the Cubs Cards rivalry, or just generally speaking, you got hometown favorites. So you're in a position to go in to the Cube in Findlay, a kind of a home away from home for Dylan. That's right where he trains, so he's probably gonna have a good group of fans there. How do you feel about sort of playing the spoiler? Like, is it a situation? I know some guys really love to go into a loud crowd and kind of shut them up, or is that something that you look forward to? How do you feel about potentially kind of walking into enemy territory, so to speak?
There's no principal in St. Louis school district or St. Louis County school district that liked me growing up. What I mean by that is, I'm cool with being a cool bad guy. I want to spoil the party. That's what I come to do. I come to spoil the party and be cool after. Hey, I'm sorry I beat up you guys, boy. Let's have fun. I apologize, but just business. You know, it was just business.
Really is starting to sound like
Just
Rocky
business.
Four, guys. Starting to sound like we are going to have
Man,
a Rocky movie on our hands.
just don't know. Yeah, man. My first two pro fights were in Detroit. So I was fighting two Detroit boys. So like, I got the experience of going to enemy territory in a bigger city even. So it's like, I will say that, like, outside the amateurs, my first two pro fights, I will say, when you're fighting in enemy territory, definitely the first time, I had to adjust. Because like, you feel like you're getting jumped in the ring. Although it's just you and that person, each time you're like scoring points and you're doing good, no one's cheering. But that guy gets one thing off, it's like everyone's like, oh, like, it's it's annoying. And like, it's it's very annoying. It feels like you're getting jumped in the ring, but only one person fighting you. You know, it's very
And does
uncomfortable.
that motivate you though? Like while you're in the ring, like you hear it, and it's like that. Does that motivate you to come at them
Oh yeah,
harder, do different things?
I feel like I'm a part of NWO. I just feel I feel like DX. You can suck it. Let's tweak. Like, real talk, man. I'm cool with it, bro. I love going to enemy territory. I can't wait to bring people to St. Louis. I can't wait to build my name up, build my stock up, be more be more busy so that can happen. So right now I'm going through the steps and going to other people's cities and taking on a prize, and a respect, and then bring that wisdom back to the community.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great way to do it. Sorry, Zach, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, do you help out, like, since you train in that, then do you help out anybody else while you're training? Like, do you have any other fighters underneath you that you kind of guide and kind of steer in their boxing or fighting career period at all?
Uh, my bro is he recently passed away. Besides him, everyone else kind of let life like separate. So like lately, I've been on some Rocky Balboa stuff. I've been just isolated, training, living a warrior samurai mind lifestyle with my family. So lately, no. Recent, growing up, yes. I had a couple friends that did boxing. They didn't take it too far. They let just life get to them. You know, one friend recently passed away. He was very into boxing, and him used to just spar in front of people for no reason. And I wish he would have. I wish he would have just had an amateur belt. He never did. I always try to get him to it. You know, he was just, you know. Other than that, no, just in competitions, like amateur competitions, I met people along the way. Other than that, like all my friends, they really didn't choose boxing. They really didn't choose it. They respect it though.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, did you have like a main gym that you go to, or used to go to at all, or did you always just like self train and just like learn along the way by yourself?
All right, so my dad's father, his name's James Cody. You can look him up. He was a professional boxer. He trained a lot of famous boxers here in St. Louis. I didn't really find that out till I got older, and I started getting a little under their tutelage. Um, I've trained at Finney's MMA for a little minute. Just to striking. I trained at Watson MMA, believe it or not. For I say a month. I was doing jujitsu at the time. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I trained at St. Charles MMA for a second, and some guys that came up under there was Tyrone Woodley. He came up under St. Charles MMA. He actually is alumni of my school. He's older, way older. He wrestled for my school and won the state championship at McClure. Then ended up going to Mizzou and wrestling there. So I kind of know Tyron Willie. I know of him. You know what I'm saying? We ran across. We took a couple pictures. Um, yeah, I kind of just wanna run into Joaquin Buckley and fight him. He's from St. Louis. I really want to run into him. Like I don't think he even understand. Like I want to run into him. That's one guy I just looking to like run into here in St. Louis. I just want to, you know.
Yep, I feel it. Um,
Yes, sir.
so it sounds like you've had a lot of experience from different places. What have you picked up along the way from those experiences?
I picked up different. Uh, I picked up different psychologies from different people. Um, so like I learned that like definitely like different gyms have different psychology. Um, different. Some people don't know how to train southpaws. I'm a southpaw. I learned that too very early. Um, I like that you can learn from different masters. Just like what Dylan said, you gotta always be willing to be a student. You gotta be willing to be humble, and then you gotta also be willing to be vulnerable. I think a lot of people not don't like being vulnerable. You gotta risk being vulnerable. Humility gets you far, you know. And that's one thing I learned to going into like different gyms. Before I realized like I could start my own gym. And that's my goal.
Nice. That is cool. So because you talked about previously, helping some folks out while you were coming up, but then maybe not so much currently. So that is a goal for you, is to eventually coach other people in boxing.
Yes, sir. I got everything like in the mill, man. I got two treadmills. I got some boxing games. I'm trying to just get like my own. Like I'm trying to get my own setup, man. Instead of all the kids playing basketball and playing football, come to my gym. You guys don't need a babysitter. Send your boys to me.
Hey, there you
Send your
go.
boys to me, man. That's the goal, man. My goal is to get as many experiences as possible. I'm willing to put myself out there to gain the wisdom and understanding, and then bring that back to the community, and hopefully people will take me as a master one day. You know, that's my goal.
Good. And I think that's a
So
good goal to
it's
have.
not just boxing. I want to do bare knuckle. I want to do I want to do MMA. I want to do even a kickboxing event. Man, one of my favorite
Hey,
promotions
let's
I watch.
go.
It's gonna be the ugliest kick ever, but some clean punches.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, especially leg kicks and body kicks, they don't have to be pretty. They stack up, you know. They
Yes,
remind
sir.
them they're there.
Man, bare knuckle is very like thrilling to me, man. I love bare knuckle. Like one of my favorite things to watch is like that outside of like obviously you guys is Gramba. You guys ever heard of Gramba? Man, they're
Wait, wait.
dope.
I think I've heard
They're
of them.
like
I think
based out
someone's
of
talking
Russia.
about them. Yeah.
They're based out of Russia.
Okay. Yeah.
Man,
I
them
have heard
Russian
of them.
guys, them Russian guys are something else.
Those Russian guys do weird stuff. They've got fights on top of
Beers?
Well, that. But I'm trying to think. Well, they got everything. I mean, they're doing I think aren't they the ones doing the hockey fighting?
They've got MMA basketball. They've got MMA hockey. They've got what us pro wrestling fans would refer to as like a Royal Rumble, but it's kind of like a Royal Rumble meets sumo wrestling. So it's just like you can shove each other out of the legal bounds, but like you're grappling or striking throughout, and it's like a last man standing thing. They have team MMA. They have handicap match MMA, like two small dudes fighting a giant. If there's ground to be broken in the combat sports world, that is the incubator for it. Like that's where they're gonna try the shit. We're gonna be like, okay, maybe we can get away with that here. We'll probably have to start in like Alabama or Florida, you know, and you know, probably won't be able to do it everywhere.
They got some weird. They got some weird stuff in America, man. They got that night MMA stuff. You ever seen that night only MMA in Tennessee? What in the world?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Would you ever do that? Would you ever do a night MMA stuff?
Bro, you might as well put a paintball gun in my hand or something, man. Close out the gun and put a paintball gun in my hand.
So for bare knuckle, is it just boxing that you're looking to do, or were you looking to do some bare knuckle MMA? I know you kind of probably already answered this one for me. You said you're kind of down for whatever, but do you have a preference for the bare knuckle game?
I think by me not being as experienced in MMA, I think bare knuckle MMA might be to my advantage. I think the glove might hold me back a little bit, you know. Definitely like when them guys start grabbing my glove and start doing some jiu-jitsu stuff, you know, you can get away with stuff with bare hands. Just like in boxing, man. You know, the big gloves with boxing, just like what Dylan was saying, with boxing, it's some stuff I can get away with big gloves, even with an open palm. But with MMA gloves, that can get through, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. So, well, Sherman, we want to thank you for joining us. Is there any shout outs or anybody that you'd like to, say something to?
I like to shout out to the St. Louis Cardinals for whooping the Cubs every day for years. I'm talking about for years. I like to think that the Cubs been losing for 100 years. I'm glad they took steroids out the system, and Sammy Sosa's are gone, long gone, and long retired. They're probably in a he's probably in a retirement home somewhere. You know, I like to thank God, and I like to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity. Can't wait to do business.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we will see you July 26th at the Cube,
Let's
Findlay,
tweak.
Ohio. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll catch you then, Sherman. Thank you for joining us.
I can't wait to see you, Sherman. It'll be great.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for coming, man.